Yo, it's me again, Squnto, your very own bass dragon, bringing you another Squntorial. I think the quality should be a lot better on this one. I'm using my pop filter. I have a better gain structure. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to go over a quick serum patch today and talk about serum a little bit, and show you guys how to make this cool patch. Alright, so everyone knows Massive. That's a wavetable synthesizer. So is Serum. I like Serum a lot more. I don't use Massive at all. I use Serum all the time. Serum is really cool because you can make your own wavetables, both by importing little phrases and letting the engine do its thing, or by what I prefer, importing single cycle wavetables, morphing them yourself, drawing in your own harmonics, etc. One thing that I also really like about Serum is its FM capabilities, and that's what we're going to be exploring today. So I'm not going to go super in-depth talking about Serum. You know, it's complex and simple at the same time. There's plenty of videos out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys have it and have used it a lot already, but I'm going to talk a little bit about this style of patch that I like to do. So let's get right to it. And if we have time at the end of this video, I might stop this one and make another clip so we can just do a little sequencing with it. But yeah, let's check this out. So this is a basic, what I'm going to call a basic FM patch in Serum. Alright, so our base material here is the Monster 7 spectral waveform. One of the first things I like to do when I open up Serum, I turn the compressor on in the effects tab, turn on multiband, and up the gain a little bit right here without even touching anything. And then I'll put an Ableton limiter after it. So it adds more gain and kind of fills out the EQ a little bit. I'm honestly not great with compression. This is just something I do because I like the way it sounds. So we talked about FM last week. When you're using more complex things like wavetables and FMing them, you got to be a lot more careful with you know, generating noise and stuff. But this is a pretty good patch that I have pretty dialed. So the straight wavetable, then we're going to choose FM from B. So now this oscillator is all the way down, and it is FMing the monster waveform. So we got no sound coming out of oscillator B, but when we bring up the FM, another good thing to do in Serum, if you want really consistent noises, you want to turn the random phase thing down. I've always forget to do that. It messes up my patches sometimes. So realistically, this is a lot simpler than the FM we were doing last week. It's just a lot more flexible and easier to get meatier sounds because we're working with wavetables and they're just like harmonic content all over the place. So, you know, experiment with the bend modes on the FM modulator here. I like mirror a lot. One downfall about this type of Serum patch is that it can sound pretty noisy, but it's all about finding that balance with the parameters. Generally, once you get past 50% with the FM, it starts getting pretty reckless. You can compensate for that by choosing a less noisy waveform. This is what our FM modulator sounds like, just for reference. So that's cool because it introduces a lot of harmonics that aren't normally present if you're just FMing with the sine wave. But let's see how FMing with the sine wave sounds just for reference right here. So I'm on the basic shapes wavetable, just choosing a straight sine wave. Let's try this out. Bring the pan back real quick. So now you see that we can go a little bit higher on the FM amount because there's only the fundamental here, and we're not playing with higher harmonics that will introduce more noise in the FM patch. So your wavetable position, your FM, and your bend mode are really the main factors for modulation here. But another very important one is the octave of the modulator. I'm going to change this to a sine wave real quick. Actually, something with a little bit of harmonic content. This guy. So now we're kind of in that classic dubstep whistle tip territory. Let's go back to your original patch here. That sounds cool. That's funky. Okay, so I could fiddle for hours in Serum right now, but I think I've communicated what I want to communicate pretty effectively here. This is pretty basic, you guys. It isn't. It creates very complex noises, and it's infinitely endless in terms of the possibilities and the different noises and the timbres you can generate. But within Serum, it's really a pretty basic patch, and we have all these different waveforms. I'll probably do some tutorials a little bit down the line about making your own wavetables with single cycles or importing your own sounds. But right now, that's something I'm kind of keeping as my secret weapon. I know you guys are like, come on, Squnto. But the stock wavetables in Serum are amazing. The one thing that you should really keep in mind when you're making a patch like this, you don't want something for your bass patch with a ton of upper end high range content. Like Monster 5, for instance, you'd get really noisy very quickly. It sounds pretty cool, but it really depends. Personally, I think Monster 7 is a great bass for this type of patch, just because it's a lot more focused on kind of like the lower harmonics. It's still really rich, but it's not super. Let's check it out on the Spectrum real quick. It's really more low to mid centric, so that it lends itself to the style FM patch. Super cool. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Until next time.